Okay, this is question 8 from Algebra 1, Subpart 1, without a calculator. Question 8 states, what is the best first step in solving the equation 3x squared plus 8x equals -5? Now notice, since you do not have a calculator, it's not asking you to solve the equation, it's asking you to the best first step. So remember, since you've identified that it's a quadratic, let's recall the methods for solving a quadratic. You can factor it, you can take a square root, you can graph it, you can complete the square, you can do the quadratic formula, and you can use the calculator, but here we don't have a calculator, so that method's probably not going to work. So the first thing you would do is analyze the quadratic equation. It is 3x squared plus 8x equals a -5. So do we factor it? Do we complete the square? Can we take a square root? We analyze that, and then we're going to look at these choices here. A says adding 5 to both sides. Now, if we were to do that, if we add 5 to both sides, we would end up with 3x squared plus 8x, add 5 here, add 5 here, we would have plus 5 equal to 0. Now, that is definitely a good first step because now it is equal to 0, and then I can pick a method. Now, B states dividing both sides by 3. So 3x squared plus 8x equals a -5. Divide this side by 3, divide that side by 3. I don't really see the use in doing that because it just makes the quadratic more complicated. So B would be out. A is still an option. C says take the square root of both sides. Well, instead of dividing by 3, so let's say we didn't do that, take the square root of both sides. Well, we clearly see we can't take the square root of a negative, and we would just create a big mess. So C would not be an option. D states factor out an x of the left side of the equation. Now, we could certainly do that. It would look like this. But then what would we do? This is factored now. We can't solve it until we clean it up to make 0 appear. So I think we have a clear choice of A being the correct answer, because once we make equal to 0 appear, we can certainly pick one of our methods to now solve the quadratic equation.